Morning everyone, well it's Roz here from Brumby Horse Life, and it's another cold start to the morning. It's about 2 degrees at the moment, so I've decided to pull out the very heavy winter jackets and get on and start doing my jobs for the morning. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a lovely day, and don't forget to like and subscribe on our channel, and hopefully I'll keep you up to date on everything that's going on around here. While I'm preparing the horses' hay, as usual, same old antics between Billy and Bella. This time Bill managed to get the first nip in and the battle was on, and I intervened at one stage while I was trying to get the hay in. Otherwise I just let them be, no big deal. Horses will be horses. Watch out, buddy girl. It's not fight either. I mean it. No fighting. Wait. He's not going to get it. I don't know why you get so crazy about it, Bill. Hi everyone. Well, this morning I thought I would discuss another one of my favourite horse channels, which is the Clever CowGirl. She's, I think, in Idaho in America, and she rescues horses and looks after them and brings them back from absolutely nothing to lovely, fat and sleek horses that she spends an inordinate amount of time looking after. So I really enjoy her channel. I think my favourite one is a horse she calls Stewie. He's a Mustang cross, and he's just cute. I just find him incredibly cute. I love all her horses, to be honest, and she does a terrific job, and I love her cat Teeny and her dog. And look, she's just got a really nice manner about her, and her dedication to her horses is just lovely to see. So I like to watch her. If I have any sort of criticism at all, and it's not really a criticism, sometimes she gives me anxiety because I worry about her horses, because she worries about her horses. And I know that sounds funny, but if anything goes up with them, my heart's in my mouth, because I can feel her anxiety when she's discussing what's gone on. I think at the moment, I'm not sure if it's Big Gus or Little Gus. He's had hoof problems, and she's had a few issues like colicking over the last year with some of her older horses, Cushing syndrome. So she deals with a lot of stuff. But anyway, I really like her. I really like watching the channel. I love the interaction with her kitty cat, because I as well have a kitty cat. That's always in my way, but she doesn't do anywhere near the job that CC's kitty cat does. And but it's a lovely channel. Again, it's not so much a training channel as it is a lifestyle channel, but it's really worth the watch, and I get a lot of benefit out. I look forward to watching her each and every day. So if you haven't spent any time looking at other people's horse channels, do so, because you learn lots of them. And honestly, a lot of the training that you learn is from everyday life. When you watch professional horse trainers, and don't get me wrong, they're fantastic and you can learn a lot, but a lot of what they do can feel complicated at times. Now, in my own sessions with my horses, I try not to complicate anything, because I think that if you complicate something that's basic, all you do is leaving the person who's watching feeling anxious and thinking, well, can I do that? Or is that going to be too hard for me? And so honestly, a lot of people who watch those channels, it's not so much about them being expert as them wanting to understand their horse, wanting to understand their relationship. And so quite often you'll get lots of little trinkets out of the lifestyle channels, because you'll see that, like you and me, they too are going through their own issues and trying to work out what's best for the horse, what's best for themselves. In mistakes, because we all make mistakes, and our horses have good days and bad days. Regardless of how long you've been in horses, not every day is a good day with your horse. So little things to consider, but do watch CC from Clever CowGirl, because you know she puts a huge amount of effort and time into her horses, and she talks about what's going on with her horses and gives you a bit of an understanding of what everyday life is when you're trying to keep your horses and maintain them to their best health condition and working up against it. So one of the reasons I identify with CC from Clever CowGirl is that Bill was a rescue. So when we got Bill, he was sold to me as a sight unseen as a 4-year-old. In reality, he was a 2-year-old and at the point of starvation, and not just starvation, he was at the point of near death. And he was probably about this high compared to what he is now, and he was about half the body weight, and you could see every little bit of his skeleton. His neck looked like a giraffe. You could see his backbone, his skeletal frame. He had no muscles on his backside. Look, he was just fragile and tiny, shut down. He used to hide in the stable at the very far corner, pretending that, you know, we couldn't see him. So there was he had a lot of trouble. So people who like to rescue horses and do the best for them usually come from a good place. And that's what I like about CC and her channels, because the horses that she's picked up are often from the kill pens or the slaughter pens there. Nobody wants them. And she just transforms them. She transforms them from a horse that was near death or nobody wanted anymore because they'd had their use-by date. And she does a lot of work and hard work, and she spends a lot of money taking care of them. Now, we don't all have money, and we don't all have the ability to spend endless amounts of money on our horses, but we can look after them well and do the best job for them. And over a period of time, that constant care will cause your horse to get better, most of the time anyway. So I like to watch rescue channels, and the reason I do that is because it's important to me to see horses go from being in a really poor state into a good quality state. I've always rescued horses when I can. Right from the time I was younger, I took on other people's horses. I trained other people's horses. I took on rejects that nobody wanted. One of the earliest rejects I ever took on was an old standard bred gelding named George, who was unhandleable. Or that's a strange word to use, but couldn't be handled. And anyway, he ended up at my place, and we had many years with George, and he was a wonderful horse. He wasn't the big monster or the aggressive gelding that attacked people and galloped off with them or anything. But what I did discover with George is that he had a few health issues. He would stumble, so he wasn't safe to ride because he would lose balance, and I forgot what the term is for that now, but I discovered that along the way. And George became an absolute pet that my eldest son, when he was very little, could do absolutely anything with. And so, you know, with the right love and care and attention, you can bring out the very best in your horse and have your horses want to be around you. So the number one thing I think with any horse is to build a relationship, and a mutual one, not one where you're the master and they're the servant. You know, that's arrogant to think that horses need to be your servant. You can do just as well and get more actually out of your horse by a partnership, in my opinion. And, you know, so I do a mixture of partnership. Every now and then I do a bit of a mummy roll on them, which I suppose is not always the best, but that mummy roll is designed to encourage them. Sometimes it's discipline in the sense, like you might have seen earlier on this video, when our two are going to have a bit of a rumble when I'm there. And so I make it really clear to both of them, no rumbling when I'm there. You can rumble after, but no rumbling when I'm there. Reminds me a bit of my two sons, and when back in the days when they were at home and they would want to have a bit of a wrestle match with each other. So look, I'm pretty blasé with these kind of things, but I still hold my ground, and I think that's really important to teach your horses spatial awareness and respecting those boundaries. So both of our horses, Bella and Billy, respect my boundaries 99% of the time, and if they don't, I shoo them off, and nobody gets to have what they want until I'm satisfied that they've calmed down and can act and behave normally around me. So just little easy things. It's you know, I don't chase them around the paddock or anything. I just send them out and hold my ground. So you don't have to be an over-the-top disciplinarian type parent over your horse. You don't have to be a dominating master. You can get the best out of your horses through love, care, looking after them, and building a mutual relationship. That's my advice. It doesn't matter whether it's a brumby that's come in from the wild or a domestic-born horse. What they want is love, care, good-looking, you know, looking after them well, being fed properly, maintained properly, and you do the best that you can do. And look, that'll go a long way, and often it'll go much further than somebody who may have all the experience in the world but is a harsh trainer who only ends up trying to break the horse's spirit rather than trying to get the horse to work with them. Anyway, food for thought. And like I said, if you want to watch a good lifestyle horse channel, watch CC. I don't know her name, so just calling her CC from Clever CowGirl, and her relationship building and the work she's doing with her horses. Thanks everyone. If you like the channel, please hit the subscribe button and hit the like, and put a comment in and let me know who you think is a good horse trainer or a good horse channel. I'm always looking for more to watch. Thanks everyone.